Hello friends, Mandar here. I am back with another video. Today there is an announcement from Canadian government regarding the phase 1 of opening or reopening that Canada is going to go through. There are two specific things that I thought would be interested to my audience, especially for people who are from Canada, Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and who are new immigrants to Canada, and also for people from US that have family ties or business interest in Canada. What is the travel situation and what was the announcement today? So if you are interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. So today Canada announced the first phase of reopening for travelers for coming from outside of Canada. So as you may know, there have been travel restrictions to come into Canada since last year, actually March of 2020. So it has been a long time, over a year. There have been restrictions on anybody who is not a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident, and even for them it was restricted for non-essential travel. So say for instance, if you are a new immigrant and went through the Canadian immigration process and you received a COPR. The COPR is confirmation of permanent residence for Canada. And that is the point where the IRCC, the body that authorizes the Canadian permanent residence, actually gives you a letter of confirmation of permanent residence that allows you to come to Canada and do your formalities to become a permanent resident. So now people who got their COPR since last year, they were not actually able to come in because of the travel restrictions. And typically the COPR is only valid for 1 year. So what happens is, if there is a restriction and if your COPR is no longer valid, you have to now contact the IRCC or Canadian consulate again, not necessarily go through the entire process but to get a new valid COPR. Now even after getting a COPR, there is a process to follow before you become a permanent resident. That means you have to actually travel to Canada. If it's from the United States, you can do it through the land border, or from somewhere else you have to fly into Canada, and you have to do something called process of landing. So that's where the visa officer will ask for a confirmation of permanent residence along with a lot of different documents to actually formally bring you in as a Canadian permanent resident. Now because of the travel restrictions since last year, these COPRs were invalidated. But today Canadian government announced that they will allow the COPRs or people who hold a valid COPR to travel to Canada to become permanent residents. This is a great news for a lot of people who were stuck outside of Canada. Although their application process was approved, they were still not able to become permanent residents because of the restrictions. Now this is a welcome news for lots, I would say thousands of people who have been stranded. I hear the number is somewhere around 23,000 COPRs issued since last March up until now, and vast majority of them were not able to travel to Canada to actually become permanent residents. So this is a welcome news to a lot of Canadian aspiring immigrants. Now this is the Government of Canada website that actually confirms that individuals approved for permanent residence may travel to Canada as of June 21st, which is today, which is an incredible news. It goes into the background that there had been a restriction on the travel since last year, and now specifically the valid COPRs that were issued on or after March of 18th, 2020 could come to Canada if they meet other exemptions or were coming from the US to settle permanently in Canada. So they go into the further details, but I actually gave you the summary of what it all says. So you should have a valid COPR at the time of arrival. You cannot have an expired COPR. If you do have an expired COPR, you will need to reach out to IRCC or Canadian consulate in your own country to get an approved or valid COPR before making your travel arrangements. So make sure you do that. And other travel restrictions still apply, whereas if you arrive and if you are sick, you will still need to quarantine. You will need to carry a negative COVID test before you leave and things like that. So all those things still apply, but at least now you are exempt from the travel ban that was put in place since last March. So this is a welcome news. Now there is another good news that Government of Canada is entering the first phase to ease border measures for travelers entering the Canada. Now let's see what it says. It says beginning of July 5th of 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, Fully vaccinated travelers who are permitted to enter Canada will not be subject to the federal requirement to quarantine or take COVID test on day 8. In addition, fully vaccinated travelers arriving by air will not be required to stay at government authorized hotels. So this is a welcome news to a lot of travelers who were actually allowed to enter, but they were under a lot of restrictions due to COVID. So they had to kind of check in into a government provided hotel after arrival for at least 8 days. So now that restriction is removed if you are able to produce the evidence that you are fully vaccinated. Now it also goes on to say that to be considered fully vaccinated, a traveler must have a received the full series of vaccines or combination of vaccines at least 14 days prior to entering the Canada. This is the key. You should have received the vaccine at least 14 days before you arrive in Canada, because that's the time it takes to develop your antibodies in your body. So that's the time frame. Currently those vaccines are manufactured by Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, Covishield. Covishield is the same as AstraZeneca, which is available in India, and Janssen, which is Johnson & Johnson. So if you have any of these vaccines, if you had these vaccines, both the shots, and in case of J&J, if it's just a single shot, you should be able to travel to Canada without restrictions. Travelers can receive their vaccine in any country, so it could be in any country, and the documentation supporting this vaccination should be in English, French, or certified translation. That fully vaccinated travelers must also be asymptomatic, which means you should not be having any fever or cough or cold after you arrive, and have a digital or paper proof of your vaccination document. And also this information needs to be electronically filled into Arrive Canada, which is an app on the web. Before arriving into Canada, they must still be able to quarantine if required. So if the visa officer at the entrance at the border determines that you are sick or you need to quarantine, then you need to follow those instructions even after arrival. Other public health measures are in place, such as wearing a mask and keeping the copy of the vaccination at all times with you. There is the special provision for people who are not vaccinated, and for kids, underage kids who are not eligible for a vaccine. They can still enter without quarantining, but they have to be with their parents, and the parents have to make sure that they are wearing the mask and following all the other guidelines. There are quick facts. I will leave this link in the description. Anybody who would violate the quarantine requirement, if otherwise specified by the visa officer, is subject to a hefty fine, which is $750,000 or 6 months of imprisonment. But on the other side, if you are fully vaccinated, then you are not required to quarantine, as long as you meet the other conditions, which is you should not be sick on arrival. If you are sick, then you are subject to quarantine requirements anyways. It goes on to further details as when this is going to be effective and what are the exceptions, things like that. Currently there are the international flights are only restricted to 4 airports, which is Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver airports. So that is the good news. That is really a good news for a lot of travelers who were stuck outside and who were planning to enter Canada for a long time. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.